Hi guys, so today I will be answering the 3 questions. So question number 1, two sterilizers have been used. I know this because their doors are open, they still have their sterilization history receipt on, and also because the biological indicator, the auto reader has 3 BIs. One of them is the control vial, the other 2 were the BIs used for the sterilizers. Question number 2, so I know what is the mid-mark sterilizers, the M8 and M9. In this case, I know this because their doors are open. They have the sterilization history receipt on them. How do I know they're safe? So I know they're safe by checking the biological indicator. In this case, this lot number 1 is a control vial. It says positive as it's positive for spores. The 8 and 9 for the M8 and 9 are negative, which are negative for spores, which means they're safe to use. Another way I can look so I know it's safe to use is by looking at the sterilizer monitor form, which would have been done by the previous dental assistant, as she's the one that did the BI test on the M8 and M9. Now, question number 3. So I would be starting with the sterilization. I would make sure I have all my PPE would be mask, safety glasses or face shield, and hand hygiene. So I would, let's just say in this example, my first cycle I would be using the M9, for example. I would be opening the door, taking all the trays, putting them in the packaging area. I would be doing hand rub, putting exam gloves, and taking all the packages and putting them in the trays without overloading. Then I'll be transferring the trays to the M9, taking my exam gloves off, hand rubbing, closing the door, and making sure to put the hand pieces option. Then I would record everything in the logbook. Meanwhile, the hygiene would most likely not be done, so I would take care of the hand pieces. My PPE would be gown, mask, safety glasses or face shield, and utility gloves. Before that, I would have hand rub before putting gown and utility gloves. Then I would wipe the hand pieces with an Optimum wipe. I would transfer them to a lubricating unit if they're not loaded. I would lubricate them. I would take off my gown, utility gloves, hand rub again, put exam gloves, take the hand pieces, put them apart, which means take off the head, take off the motor, put everything in single pieces. I would wipe them to make sure there's no residual oil, and they should be transferred to the packaging area. In the packaging area, I gotta make sure that I have the right size, that there's no holes or defects on the packages, and that I put a class in 5 indicator in each of them. Once I have packaged them, the hydrum would be most likely done. So once again, I hand rub, put a gown and utility gloves, take out everything from the hydrum, put it in the packaging area, take off my gown, take off my utility gloves, hand rub my hands, put exam gloves, and then I would inspect the instruments, inspect the cassettes, make sure there's no debris or broken instruments. I would wrap the cassette and package if there's any instruments. I would put class 5 on both of them, the cassettes and the pouches. And then I would also, for the wrapping, I would make sure that the autoclave tape would not be put on the sides. After that, I would be loading everything into the M8 since I already used the M9, which means I'll be taking off my exam gloves, taking out the trays, putting them in the packaging area. Once again, hand rubbing, putting exam gloves, putting everything in the trays without overloading, putting everything in the M8, taking off my exam gloves, hand rubbing, closing the door, and putting the hand piece options. At this point, I have already 2 cycles going. Once both of them are done, or whichever one is done, it's the same procedure for both. I would be taking, if it is too hot, I'll be using my oven mitt to take out everything. I would, if there's any cassettes, I would make sure that the autoclave tape has changed colors. I would make sure that the autoclave tape has changed colors. Then I would fill out the sterilization load competition form, and then I would be labeling the pouches and the wrapped cassettes with the sterilizer number, load number, and the date. For the pouches, it would be on the folded tab. For the cassettes, it would be on the autoclave tape. And then that's it. After everything has been sterilized, they're ready to go to the clinic. Thank you.